Hi guys, it's Carissa from the Community Library, and today I'm going to show you a little bit about our OverDrive system. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you and we'll get started. So first things first is we're going to go to our web page. That's www.clsv.net. And we're going to scroll down and we're going to click on OverDrive, and you can either click the word or the person sitting here reading the book. And it's going to open up our Newcastle District Library page. Here it is, here's the front page. And I'm going to go ahead and click the sign in button. Now we are part of the Newcastle District. There is a little bit of a difference between this and the app. Generally when signing in the web version, we have the drop down. In the app, you will need to type our name in. We are listed under the Newcastle District, but type our name first and then look for it listed under the Newcastle District. So I'm going to go ahead and type the card number in that I had created for us so that I could show you how to do this. And then we're going to put the PIN number in. And this is going to be the same PIN number that you used to get onto your library account that we did in the video I did last Friday. The library account uses your PIN number or your barcode from your library card and the password or PIN number that you set up with the librarians. This also uses that same password or PIN number for either the web version that I'm showing you here or the app for OverDrive or the Libby app, which is also through OverDrive. Both apps do access the exact same collection. I personally prefer the Libby app. It's a little more user-friendly, but you're free to use whichever you prefer. So this is our front page. This has, at the top here, you can see all of these wonderful Harry Potter books that J.K. Rowling has gone ahead and made an unlimited amount of books ready for us. Generally once a month, the OverDrive system chooses a big library and it makes a copy of a book available for multiple copies for checkout. So we're going to go ahead and borrow a book. And I'm going to just choose, let's go ahead with The Martian here. And I'm going to click on the book, the picture. And if you notice here, we have some options. We have the option to borrow the item. We have the option to read a sample of the book. Maybe you're not sure if this is the book that you really are looking for. We have the option to add it to a wish list, and I'll go over wish list, or just add it to our history of items we've looked at. If you scroll down, we do have a description of the book. That's going to be the things that are on the back cover or in that inside front flap, just tell you about the book. We've got details about when the book was released and reviews about the book from other people who read the book and liked it, or maybe they didn't like it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to borrow this item, and if you notice, we have 1 of 3 copies available. That means 3 people can have this book out at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and borrow the book. It says I can borrow the book for up to 14 days. And I'm going to go ahead and click borrow. Now when I hit borrow, it comes up with these options. I can either read now with a Kindle. If I were to choose that option, it would open up another page. It would ask me to sign into my Amazon account, and then you would download it just like you would download a regular Amazon Kindle item. Or I can read it now in a browser or download the EPUB version. If I click download the EPUB version, it's going to download a version onto my computer. Or if you were in the app, it would download it straight into the app. I love using the app because it's right there on my phone. I can access it anytime. But I'm going to click the read now in browser. And we're going to look at a few things. So it's going to come up with their cover. And if you click on the right, it's going to just flip the page for you. The same for if you click on the left. It's going to go forward or backwards. And it's got the maps that are in the book. And I really like the contents page because if you notice when I hover my cursor over the chapters, it lights up as a clickable. That means that if I wanted to jump all the way to chapter 7, I can just click on that and jump all the way. I really like that. So let's go back. So I've gone ahead, I've borrowed the book. Let's talk about your account. Now, if you notice up at the top here, I've got a search bar, which means I can search for a specific thing if I'm looking for. I have a bell, which is my notifications, which is mostly used for your holds. And I also have this little stack of books. If I click on that stack of books, that takes me directly to my loans page. This is going to be the page that shows you all of the items you have checked out. You can have 3 items checked out at a time. And it's going to show you the same stuff that you did when you first borrowed the book. You also have a return option. You can return the item early in case, you know, you've got 3 items out and you finish it early. You don't want to wait the 14 days for it to disappear on its own, because you don't get any fines. They take them back, so you don't have to worry about it. I also really, really love that if you click the 3 dots up in the corner of the box that contains this book, there's the you may also like. If you read a book and you're like, oh, this was so good, I need something else like this, the you may also like takes you to a page with items that are similar to the book that you just read. I love it. It's like book recommendations. It's great. Definitely try that out if you just don't know what to read. So I can either go back to that page by using the little bookshelf, or if I click on my account, I can just go to loans. Either way. I'm going to go ahead and return the item. And it's going to ask me if I want to. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and return the item. Next thing to do is we're going to take out a look at our holds. So what I'm going to go over here is I'm going to look at our collections, and the collections has a great way of like filtering books out. So I can look at books that are available now, which means I don't have to wait for them. I can look at new editions. I can look at kids. I can look at teens, most popular, try something different. Who knows? But you've got a great amount of ways to like really take a look at items and kind of find things that you might not have found before. But I'm going to look at the new ebooks because they tend to be checked out, and they are. So our ebooks are checked out, and if you notice, we've got a bunch of them here, and instead of where it said borrow before, it now says place a hold. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this book here, and I'm going to click place a hold. And it's going to tell me I am number 5 on the list. And then again, it shows you want to borrow something. Here's some options that are very similar to this item, and they're currently available now. I love that. It gives you an option for something that's available now, even if the book you want you can't check out. I also really love that, say, you know, I'm like, okay, I've got this book, it's in my holds, I can only have 3 holds. I'm going to go back to my new ebooks, and I'm going to go, but I really, really want to read, you know, this book here, The Dear Wife, and I really want to read this one here. And if you notice, I'm just clicking this little flag that has a plus symbol. That's going to put these books on a wish list for me, which means these are books I want to read at some point, whatever. And so if I go up to my account, I can look at my holds, and I can see that this item is on hold. Now there's a couple things about the holds. You can edit an email, and the first time you place a hold, it will ask you to put in an email and confirm that, so that when that item is available, they will send you an email saying, please go to your holds list and borrow the book. It is ready for you. Right now, you can choose to edit that book. You can choose to suspend a hold. Now, suspending a hold allows you to suspend it up for 180 days, which means that you will continue progressing up the list. So I am number 5 on this list. So if I suspend it for 180 days, that means that even if I get all the way to the top list, it's not going to email me and say, hey, that book is ready for you until after that 180 days, because they figure I'm not ready for it. I've suspended it. It'll just go to the next person in line and the next person in line. But once that 180 days is over, I get it because I've been waiting at the top for that 180 days. Just so you know. And it's kind of funny because when you do click on it, it will tell you how long that book has been held over for. So I'd be suspended on this book if I do 180 days until November 8th. That is an option. I'm not going to do it. You do have the option to do the you may like, just like we did in the loans, or read a sample. And we also have the option to remove. If you decide that you're on the hold list and you don't actually want that item, please do try to remove the hold so that somebody else who's waiting for it isn't waiting for you to check in and make sure that you return the item. So I did put some items onto my wish list. So let's go ahead. You can either go, since I'm already in my account, I can click on the wish list off to the side, or if you were to click my account, it is in the drop down. Now I did add these items to my wish list, and they're all here. And if you look at them, I really like how, because these are all currently checked out, it does tell you how long the wait time might end up being, just because of how many people are on the hold list. And that's a really great way to do it. I love that. You know, the wish list, you know, maybe, you know, this Harlan Coben, the boy from the woods, it's gonna be 6 months before I get it. There's no sense in me feeling like I can place a hold. I can wait for it. So I'm going to go ahead and just wait. And then if I were to come back to my wish list and see that instead of place a hold, it says borrow, I can just go ahead and borrow it and I haven't lost it. And the wish list is a great way to curate a list of items that you want to read in the future. Almost like, you know, when you stack them up next to your bedside, just like that. So that's a little bit about it. We've got some other options. We've got rated titles. You can rate a title by star system. We can look at recommendations. These are titles I recommend, or you would recommend. You can recommend up to 2 titles for purchase. We have your history. That's going to show you all of the items that you've ever checked out. And if you notice the star list here, if I roll my cursor over that, it shows me how many stars I can add to that book. And then we have settings, and we'll go through some of the settings. So automatically your lending period is 14 days for these items. That's the max amount of time you can have these books. 3 days before it's due, there is a button that comes up that allows you to renew the item for an additional 14 days as long as nobody's waiting for the item. It does have the auto button is clicked for history to show you what your history is. Say, you know what, you set up an account for a child and you only want them to see children's. You can choose the type of content you'd like to see while browsing and searching, and you can set that to specifically juvenile or young adult or general adult. That way you only really see the stuff you're interested in. There's also a Kindle preference. Say you're a huge Kindle reader and you only want to do Kindle. If you check that box, it will only show you books available to also download through your Kindle app. We also have high contrast mode in case you need to really see things a little easier. And we also have this I love is the dyslexic font for the website. It lets you change the entire font on the website. That's so great. Just in case you need a little extra help. And that's most of OverDrive. That is very similar to how the app works, as well as our Libby app. Libby app is a little different, it's a little newer, but I would say it's even maybe a little bit more user-friendly. But you're able to use either of a website here or the OverDrive or Libby app on your phone or tablet. Any of them work, all of them will work with your library card. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing here. And just so you know, you have any questions, concerns, comments, you can't remember your password or PIN number, feel free to contact the library through our Facebook page or our website through our Contact Us form. We'd be more than happy to help you set up anything you need. All right, well, you guys have a great day.